Sister Sandy here. It's Saturday morning, the sun's out. We've had about 48 hours of constant rain. So I've been stuck inside, haven't been able to get outside and have a walk around. I just wanted to come on here, and there's been a lot of discussion probably in the last week about the 1260, 1290, 1335 days. And when I did my timeline, I also did a chart and I numbered 1 to 1260, 1 to 1260, 1290, 1335. And then I mapped out the Gregorian calendar, the Equinox calendar, the Hebrew calendar, and what I call Daniel's calendar, which is actually the Persian / Babylonian calendar, according to what I've found. So right or wrong, I'm not sure. And I've started that on the 8th of April, assuming that that could be the start of the tribulation. I had, when I did my timeline, I sort of thought on the Equinox calendar, on Nisan 10, rapture. And then on the Hebrew calendar, Nisan 10, start of the tribulation. Well, Equinox dates have come and gone, so I'm still on Nisan 10. I'm still looking at that as a potential rapture date, and then after that, Passover. Now, a lot of the videos coming out, and I've seen some really good information that Passover could be the day, and information that's saying the same day, rapture, and then it all bangs off, it all goes off. So the 1260, 1290, 1335, it's not something we need to worry about, but it's certainly information that we can leave behind. And I've said in earlier videos, I've got a lot of family that's going to be left behind. So I want this mapped out for them. So I'm going to jump in a second, and I will show you the chart that I did based on starting on the 8th of April for Trib. Now, if it's Passover, we just need to sort of shunt it down 4 days. So, and this is just, I don't want to confuse people, because it confused me when I looked at the 1260, 1290, and I'm like, but it's not lining up with what I would expect. So this is just so you can see how the calendars are all lining up across sort of like day 1000 and where that all lines up, day 1260, where that all lines up. So whether that's going to be helpful to anybody, but I'll jump into that in a second, and I'll upload it to endtime-studies.com in the next 24 hours, so that if you want to have a look, if you think it's going to be helpful to your studies, go grab it and see. And again, if anybody wants me to do it with tribulation starting on a different date, then I'm happy to do that. So just add in the comments, can you do this trib starting on the 31st of October, the day of the flood, which I know watchmen are looking at. David the Watchman, Repo Man is also looking at, I believe, that 31st of October, the day of the flood. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch his videos. Sorry, Mike. So yeah, I'm happy to do the same thing on a different date, so just let me know. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, and here we have the chart that I've created. Again, I've done it in Excel, so I haven't had to do the counts. What I had to do manually was go to the Gregorian calendar and get the right dates, Sunday 16th of March, all the way, 7 years of that. Same, I went into the Hebrew calendar, I did that, Equinox calendar, Daniel's calendar. I'm calling it Daniel's calendar. It's actually, I did a bit of research, the old Persian calendar, as you can see up here in the description. Persian, Babylonian, obviously they were both around that time. and some of what I've read, Google of course, because I have no other way of finding it. I'm not a historian. If you can come up with something and show me anything different, wonderful, please do. What I've done with the Persian calendar, as you can see here, 12 months of 30 days, and then periodically they threw in an extra month to realign with the seasons. I did find somewhere it said that every 6th year, then I found somewhere else it said every 7th year. So what I've done, because I don't know the starting point of the Persian calendar, is I've aligned it up with the Hebrew calendar as that start point. And if they're going to add an extra month, I've done that in the second half of the tribulation. Again, this is speculation, but I had this kind of theory that perhaps the 1260, 1290, 3.5 years, 42 months, all those sorts of things, to tie it in, what if the first half of the year, the 1260 days, that's the same as what the other calendars will show, but the second half, if I throw in that extra 30 days to realign the Persian / Babylonian / Daniel calendar to get us the next 3.5 years, then that starts to look promising as to some dates that it's going to line up with. So again, this is speculation. This is just things that I've worked out. You can apply this to your own calendar and see how it goes. If you want me to do this, I'm happy to do something similar for you based on your own dates. So I'm going to just scroll down here. Hopefully it's not going to take too much effort. No, it's not going to do that. All right, start here. So I did this, as I said, it was about a month or so ago, and I based it, I had another theory that I had was perhaps the rapture would happen on Nisan 10 on the Equinox calendar, and the trib will start on Nisan 10 on the Hebrew calendar. So yes, I know I'm emphasizing Nisan 10 is just for me a date that with my timeline, it just jumps out at me. I will not go kicking and screaming if we go on another date. I will be just as happy as everybody else to go on whatever date God has appointed. So we're just doing this, we're trying to work it out. Are we right or wrong? We're not setting dates. We're showing you some research saying this is a date we're looking at because of these reasons. Please don't hold us accountable. Go around saying you're wrong, he's wrong, they said this, they said that. If you want to watch our videos, you're looking for a date. We're trying to give you a date to give you hope. Beyond that, the whole thing's in God's hands. It's His appointed time, and we're just trying to search it out. Okay, so as you can see here, I based it on start of tribulation, Tuesday 8th of April on the Gregorian calendar, which is Nisan 10 on the Hebrew. Daniel's calendar, I started as Nisan 10 because I have no start date. I don't know where to start to put that in. Equinox calendar is Nisan 24. Down the right here, I've highlighted days on different calendars. I haven't got all of them, and I could put more in there, but this is just sort of to give us an idea. So starting off tribulation, Tuesday 8th of April. If it's Passover, then we're going to just shunt it down 4 days. Now, right on the left here, end of day 1 would be Wednesday 9th of April, because we go Jerusalem time, sunset to sunset. So going down here on the left, you can see the dates. Actually, I'm going to go a bit faster if I can. And we're going to go down to 1260 days. And this is just the similar way that I did my timeline counting boxes. I'm just counting days, putting in a box, giving it a number, seeing where it lines up with everything else. So 1260 days. Stop. Okay, 1260 days on the Gregorian calendar would take us to Tuesday 19th of September 2028. Hebrew 28th of Elul 5788. Daniel's calendar Tishri 10, Equilux calendar. So you can see that the only thing that sort of pops out here on the 1260 days is on the Daniel's calendar we come around to Tishri 10. We know what that is, Day of Atonement. And people have been saying that Day of Atonement is the day that the enemy will set himself up, the abomination, all those things. Now, Wednesday the 20th, the first day of the next part of the count. I've written over here, Israel has 24 hours to flee before Rosh Hashanah starts at sunset. Day 1 ends sunset, 1st Tishri 5. You can read that, try and understand what I'm trying to project here. That yes, counting on Daniel's calendar, but the Hebrews are going to be looking at their calendar. If it should happen on Tishri 10 Persian calendar, they've got 24 hours to get out, because Jesus, when he sat still for 2 days, as Mike has brought out, before he then travelled to call Lazarus out of the grave, because it was Rosh Hashanah there, he had to sit still for 2 days. So they've got to move before Tishri 1, because they see Rosh Hashanah Tishri 1. So if you followed that ramble, hopefully just take it bite by bite and you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So we're just going to come on down. We're going to go to the next 1260 days. And you can just use this as a base to work things out. 1260, go back up here. 1260 up here, nothing spectacular, which got me thinking, why? So on the Daniel calendar, and we go down a bit more, if we were to add in that extra month, which I did do a bit further up, 1290 then gets us back to Nisan 10, which is where we started 7 years earlier. You've got other dates here, have a look at them, see what you think. Then we go to 1335, down. Again, nothing spectacular jumps out. We've got here Israel 84 years, and then back onto the Hebrew calendar, 1335 days is Sivan 6th. Now that is Shavuot. It celebrates God giving the Torah to the Israelites. So what? And it's a pilgrimage. It says here a biblical pilgrimage festival. So they would travel. What if at 1335 days they then travel back to Jerusalem to give their offerings to Jesus? So instead of celebrating the Torah, the law being given to them, they're now going to be celebrating Jesus as their Messiah. Again, this is a lot of speculation. Have a look, see if it fits in with any research that you're doing. And again, if you would like me to try and work this out on a particular calendar that you're using during the counts, I'm happy to do that. Let me know in the comments. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. Be blessed.
Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Holy, holy is He. Sing a new song to Him who sits on heaven's mercy seat. With all creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you. Color, flashes of lightning, roars of thunder, oh, blessing and honor, strength and glory and power be to you, the only wise King. Oh, holy, holy, holy is the God Almighty, who was and is to come. Oh, with all creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you. Filled with wonder, awestruck wonder at the mention of your name.